Koopa took over. And you, Koopa, you're a lousy leader.
One thing I cannot stand is naysaying. Simon, de-evolve him now.
De-evolve. Cretaceous.
Our old king! You tried to get rid of him, but the king is everywhere. You can't get rid of him.
See you later, alligator. You may think of evolution as an upward process. Things evolve from primeval slime, up to single-cell organisms, up to intelligent life. De-evolution, of course, works the opposite way. Back to simpler forms. For instance, even our musical friend Toad can become a loyal child of the royal family. Goombas.
Good afternoon, good morning and good evening and welcome people to episode 114 of Dude and the Monkey, an official filmrant.co.uk podcast. I am your co-host Mark Foster and I am joined as ever by...
Ian Loring, hello.
Hello guys, and this is one of our episodes that we're recording in two bits because I have not seen it is The Lost World, isn't it?
Jurassic World.
Jurassic World, The Lost World's the third one, isn't it?
Second one.
Yes.
You're pretty on it, man. Fair play.
I am fucking on like Donkey Kong right now. So yes,
Nice.
So whatever the new Jurassic film is, I have not seen it yet. Ian has. I am seeing it maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, but we will be recording that section of the podcast plus the question section of the podcast on Thursday. So today we are going to be recording some sort of tangent-y bits, some trailers, and we're going to do the what we've been watching section. So if it does sound like we're at different times, it's because we fucking are. Ian, is there anything that's happened this week of any interest?
I finished Sleeping Dogs. It's not film related, but you finished it.
I did, yeah. I do you know what? The fucking sad thing is I am still playing it. Not because I want the platinum trophy, because I don't even understand what that is. It's just because I've really enjoyed it. I haven't played the downloadable content yet either, but I'm currently trying to get every car, every item of clothing, every hell shrine, every lockbox, every camera, and every fucking side mission done. So I can go, right, that's it, that's that game, boxed off.
Basically, if you do that, then you'll get the platinum.
Right, you see, that's it, you see.
Basically, the platinum is when you've done every single thing on the trophy list, then you get the platinum, but that's pretty much for Sleeping Dogs what it is. It's basically do everything and get everything, and then you platinum it.
Cool, well, I'll hopefully have that in my locker at some point.
Yeah, it took me 11.5 hours, for the story, and, I did one case.
Did you? I did the story, and I think when I'd finished it, I'd done all the cases.
Yeah, I don't know, I kind of felt like, the thing is, I got it a while back on PSN, because it was like a tenner, and it's actually the deal of the week on PSN at the moment. It's like £9.49, which is ridiculous. And I got it, and I was thinking, right, this will keep me occupied until Arkham Knight comes along. And then I got the order, and then I completed that in like a week's work. Well, actually, it was a couple of evenings. And then I went back to Sleeping Dogs. I was just thinking, yeah, all right, this will keep me going until Arkham Knight, which is out next Tuesday. And then I just ended up just like fucking rinsing it. I was up until about 1:30 on Friday night, finished playing it, and then I finished it off in like about an hour on Saturday morning. and it just like the thing is, it's really really fun. It's a really fun game to play.
Yeah.
It's interesting because it's a remaster of a PlayStation 3 game. It kind of feels like they could have done a lot more to make it a more of a PlayStation 4 game. Like it looks really nice when it's raining and you're driving, and like the rain's kind of like reflecting off the road. It looks incredible, but there's like a lot of, I don't know whether you noticed it, like the frame rate drops at weird points. It's like,
yeah, it does a little bit, yeah.
It struggles, and it's like, this is a PS3 game with nicer graphics. You shouldn't be struggling, and it does. But I mean, for a tenner, Jesus.
I think I'm racking up like almost like into 22 hours or something like that of gameplay.
Fucking hell. Wow.
Yeah. So I played it a lot. But then again, I did steal a speedboat and drive it around the entire outside of the island, collecting any lock boxes and stuff like that I could find on the outskirts of the island.
Nice.
I am systematically going through all of this. It is fucking terrible. I'm currently trying to box off all of the races at the moment and get them done.
Oh, God, there's like 25 of those fucking things as well.
Yeah, I've done 21 of them. I've got 4 left to do.
Bloody hell. But,
they're the fucking motorbike ones, because it's virtually impossible to fucking drive a motorbike on that fucking game.
No, it is, yeah.
You just smash into fucking barriers all the time.
Yeah, the driving is not great on that game, in fairness. But anyway, a bit of a tangent, but to be fair, what we watch next week will probably be alright. The ones the next few weeks after that will probably be quite sparse, because I've got a feeling I'm going to be sinking a lot of time into Arkham Knight. So, we'll...
Yeah, I'm purposely not buying it yet, because then because I know I'll just lose nights to it.
Yeah, I'm planning on it. Like, Don's very, very aware that I'm going to be on that a lot, and, we'll see how it goes. I'll probably report in anyway. Anyway.
Cool. Go on then, Ian. What trailers have you been watching?
Yeah, okay. So, you said before we started recording you haven't seen any trailers. So, let's...
I don't think I might have. I don't think I have.
The Martian.
Not watched it.
Bloody hell, okay. This looks...
There's a slight reason behind that, though. For some reason, I just look at it and go, it just looks a little bit dull. Is it? Or is it alright?
No, I was kind of surprised, actually. It kind of feels like it's going to be better humoured than you'd expect.
Alright, nice.
Like, Matt Damon's character kind of feels like he's going to be a very relatable presence, and he's not going to be his character through Interstellar, and there's the line that did the rounds on Twitter, I'm going to have to science this shit, I thought was pretty solid, actually, and it looks like there's a lot of kind of back home type stuff as well, and that stuff looks like it might be a little bit more serious, but it does kind of feel like he's going to have his down moments, but there's also going to be a bit of levity to it, which I think you'll need in order to get yourself through it. I haven't read the book, so I haven't really got a clue, but I like the trailer. The Man from U.N.C.L.E.?
No.
Okay. It comes out my birthday weekend. I'm really looking forward to actually having a couple of drinks and watching this. It just looks like a laugh. It looks like Guy Ritchie doing his usual kind of somewhat fluffy action thrillery type stuff. It looks like it's got the right level of kind of kitsch to it. I mean, the girls in it are good looking, so I don't know, it looks like it's going to be fun, and Hugh Grant looks like he's having a laugh in it as well. I hope Hugh Grant doesn't turn out to be a baddie, I'll say that.
It does seem a little bit like with Man from U.N.C.L.E., because I was not interested until the first trailer and thought, do you know what? Actually, yeah, this looks like it could be quite fun. And, he's got the King Arthur movie that he's making at the moment, Guy Ritchie. It does seem like he's kind of got a bit of mojo back. Because he burst onto the scene with his first 2 movies and then pretty much kind of fucking went away from it for quite a while. And produced, nothing that really kind of stood up to the first couple of movies.
No, absolutely. I mean, even though I do very much like Rock and Roller, I'm kind of intrigued to see that again. It's been a number of years, but I remember having a lot of time for that film. And, I mean, he definitely seems to be having his mojo back. It looks like he's kind of, he's found his place doing these not exactly $200 million blockbusters, but blockbusters that have a good amount of money chucked at them, and yeah, he's doing something somewhat interesting with them. I like the Sherlock Holmes films. I mean, I like most of his output, to be fair, and this looks like it's going to be more of that, but with a very kind of 60s kind of stylized edge to it, and I'm absolutely A-okay with that. I'm looking forward to it. I think the last one I saw was the trailer for The Programme, the Lance Armstrong, Stephen Frears.
Oh, yes.
Which basically looks like a dramatised version of the Gibney documentary, The Armstrong Lie.
Yeah.
That kind of but with a bit more focus on the journalist. I'll watch it. I will watch it. I think Ben Foster's got a nice level of kind of everyday man who could be quite creepy and dark on the inside to him, and I'm intrigued to see Chris O'Dowd handle a dramatic role. So we'll see. Even though the trailer is basically just hitting the beats that actually just happened in the documentary, really. So hey, we'll see.
It's been a long time coming, this movie as well.
Yeah, no, it has, and it's I don't know. It kind of feels inessential because the Armstrong Lie was pretty fucking definitive, and Jesus Christ, I mean, he even got Armstrong talking on camera about it.
Yeah.
Do you actually need any more than that, apart from a wider audience watching it?
That's the thing. It's the wider audience thing. I mean, that film will probably do really, really well because cycling is, especially in this country, is massive at the moment. It's probably the highest it's been at the moment. There's a great interest in it, which is brilliant. But it will probably do really, really well. But like you say, it's a shame that will take all the plaudits and all the praise or anything like that. When you got something like the Armstrong Lie, yes, it took a lot of critical praise, but it wasn't playing out to cinemas like I would think that this probably will.
Yeah, no, quite. I don't know.
Also, I fucking hated the poster.
What, for the Armstrong Lie?
No, for this.
Oh, right, yeah.
With the needle and
yeah.
I looked at it and just thought, wow, really? Really? Really?
The tagline, I can't decide whether I like the tagline or if it's...
What is it again?
Funny. Winning is in his blood.
Yes, God, yeah. It is almost a little bit like a Will Ferrell and a John C. Reilly piss take.
It's a bit too...
On the nose.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's got to sell to a mainstream audience. I mean, the trailer's very much positioning this as an awards player. And I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it does there. I think it's going to depend on reviews for me, but it looks like you may as well just go watch the Armstrong Lie. It's almost like you've got that Amy documentary coming out in a few weeks' time. It almost feels like 6 months down the line they're going to reveal that they're doing a biopic as well of that, and it will just be all the stuff in the documentary just done again. Fictionalizing documentaries can work. I mean, like you look at something like Rescue Dawn, which was kind of a fiction, like a dramatic retelling of Little Dieter Needs to Fly.
Yeah.
But first off, it was like decades since that documentary. And then you've also got Christian Bale, in the lead role. I really like Rescue Dawn, but...
Yeah, Rescue Dawn's a great movie, yeah.
Yeah,
but just feel like this could be a little bit... We've got you've got that, and then we've got the Man on a Wire one.
The Walk. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
So it's like, again, what exactly is the point? Except for making it as mainstream as possible to appeal to people who just don't want to watch documentaries.
A documentary, yeah.
And if I don't know, if you're going to go mainstream, I'd maybe argue Ben Foster's maybe not the best choice, really, because who 4 times a year cinema goer, a person knows Ben Foster.
That's it,
people know Chris O'Dowd, but
but not, you might get people who go, oh, I could throw downs in that. That'll be funny.
Yeah, well, yeah, quite. With a punny title like "Winning is in His Blood," then I think it's funny. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
That's it.
Cool. Right. Well, we shall now give player a trailer for Jurassic World.
Mm.
Yes. Right. Jurassic World. Then we'll get into our review of that.
You just went and made a new dinosaur?
Yeah, it's kind of what we do here. The exhibit opens to the public in 3 weeks. Mr. Mizrani wanted me to consult with you.
You want to consult here or in my bungalow?
It's not funny.
A little funny.
We'd like you to evaluate the paddock for vulnerabilities.
Why me?
I guess Mr. Mizrani thinks since you're able to control the raptors.
See, it's all about control with you. I don't control the raptors. It's a relationship. It's based on mutual respect. That's why you and I never had a second date.
Excuse me, I never wanted a second date.
Who prints out an itinerary for a night out?
I'm an organized person.
What kind of a diet doesn't allow tequila?
All of them, actually. And what kind of a man shows up to a date in board shorts?
Well, Central America, it's hot.
Okay. Can we just focus on the asset, please?
The asset? Look, I get it. You're in charge out here. You got to make a lot of tough decisions. It's probably easier to pretend these animals are just numbers on a spreadsheet. But they're not. They're alive.
I'm fully aware they're alive.
You might have made them in a test tube. But they don't know that. They're thinking, I gotta eat. I gotta hunt. You can relate to at least one of those things, right?
Okay, that was a trailer for Jurassic World, the fourth Jurassic Park movie, and I can never remember that it's called Jurassic World, even when I went to the cinema and went, the Jurassic Dinosaur movie.
Nice, impressive.
And the guy just went, World? It's like, that's the one.
Yeah, nice.
So, directed by Colin Trevorrow, and starring Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, Vincent D'Onofrio, and other people. Story is the park is now open. It's set 20 odd years, so 22 years, I think, since the actual film, which kept the same timeline, since the first Jurassic Park movie, and the park is now open, has been open for business and has been running successfully, but to keep numbers up, they have to kind of fiddle around with dinosaurs to create new breeds of dinosaurs. There's also a whole load of other stuff going on in there. Ian, what did you think of Jurassic World?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's not great, and I'm not too sure whether I prefer this or The Lost World, but it's fun. That's the thing. I think the film only tries to be fun, and it is fun. It's got its problems for fucking damn sure. But I had a good enough time with it because it seems like you, in a binary way, you can only love or hate this film. It would appear.
It would appear so, yeah.
And I thought it was pretty good. I liked it more than I didn't for sure. I'm looking forward to watching it again. And yeah, there we go. I mean, we'll get into it. Mark, what do you think?
Well, I went into it completely not excited at all. I don't know why. I couldn't couldn't build myself up to it. And I had to travel in the car all the way down to the cinema with Becky, turning around, and every time I tried to say anything, all she did was put both her arms up and shouted dinosaurs at me. So she was very excited, and what I didn't really want to do was kind of like I don't want to temper that excitement, because it's great when people get excited about film. I really enjoyed it. Like you say, it's a lot of fun. I think you've got to be a complete lemon-sucking bastard to not see that this movie is fun. It is, and it only ever tries to be fun. Yeah, it's got flaws in it. It's got massive holes in it. There's bits where I go, they're fucking reaching there. But at the end of the day, this isn't a film that's trying to actually say, what would it be like if there was actually if we could actually bring dinosaurs back to life and there was a park where people go and see them, what would happen if that went wrong? This is a action blockbuster movie, which is saying, look, all this is happening. You don't need to look at the actual scientific fucking ramifications of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a disaster film, you know. And I can kind of see where people are maybe coming from, in so much as the first film, it does very much ground it, and it takes its time to explain how this stuff could happen. Whereas in this one, it's just like, oh, we just mixed a bunch of DNA together and we got this new crazy dinosaur, and that's pretty much it. I mean, this film is appreciably dumber than the first Jurassic Park. Its big weakness is its screenplay.
Yeah.
But seriously, compared to Jurassic Park, it's fucking Shaft. You know, it's just. Sorry, Jurassic Park 3. Sorry, it's so much better than that film. That I just, you know, I do think it's a real step up. The thing is, it kind of is what it is, and I mean, I had fun with it. I mean, there were more kind of directorial flourishes than I expected there to be. The moment where the boys are in that gyrosphere, and then they're like, oh, it's 4 dinosaurs, and the other one's like 5, and then you see the reflection of the Indominus Rex, like in the ball. That was super reminiscent of the bit in Jurassic Park where the raptor goes after the girl and then smacks into the oven door, and it turned out it was the reflection of her. It's like clever little things like that, which it made me appreciate. It made me think they're putting a bit more effort into this, you know. Also, and this hasn't been talked of nearly enough, towards the end, when the raptors are fighting the Indominus Rex and they get the T-Rex involved, there is a bit where a raptor climbs up a T-Rex and is just perched on its head at one point, attacking the Indominus Rex.
Becky actually said to me, how amazing is it that to defeat an Indominus Rex, all you need is a raptor riding a Tyrannosaurus Rex and a big old water dinosaur.
Yeah, totally. That's it. I like
it is magnificent, because at that point I was a bit like, oh, this is a little bit just like 2 big things just smashing into each other that have no character or anything like that. And then the raptor climbed up and I was like, oh wait a minute, no, wow, alright, I'm back. You've brought me back.
Yeah, I mean, they add some personality to it, you know. So I mean, it does. Yeah, I think that's a really good point, and it livens it up. And I like that I do like they just leave the dinosaurs to go at it, and there's not much human interaction at that point, because you don't need the human interaction. They can't really do anything, so let's just not have them there and just have the dinosaurs sort it out between themselves. You know?
Exactly. It literally says, we can't beat this. We can't take this down. We need something bigger than this to take it down. We need more teeth, which is what the film actually says. We need more teeth. And that's what it does. And then it stops it becoming man has been, has been the domineering force again, and we show we're top of the food chain. We go, shit, we need one of these to kill one of these.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's like the first film. I mean, like the T-Rex kills the raptors, and then it roars, and that when dinosaurs ruled the world banner falls down. I mean, it's amazing. It's got that kind of stuff, but it's these kinds of things that are the less obvious references to the first film, because you've got quite a lot of nods to the first film here. It's obviously made by someone who bums the first film, and that's great. But, you know, I mean, in all fairness, I mean, this is probably shit that everybody's heard already, but there are massive narrative what the fucks. My massive one was the boys are in the gyrosphere, there's an emergency, they gotta go back. They can still control it though, and they're just trusting that the people in the gyrospheres are just gonna go back. That's like notably in the moment ruining it.
Yeah, it was a little bit like, surely that thing would just, I thought that thing would just go onto autopilot and just bring them back.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. I think there are legit complaints like that, but then you've got Bryce Dallas Howard running around in high heels and people kicking off.
Oh,
that
is my massive, complete fucking bullshit thing on that. Right? She didn't wake up expecting to have to do that morning. That's just the shoes she happens to be wearing because that's the shoes that are appropriate for the job that she does. They weren't killer stiletto heels also, like some people are making out. They were heels, but they weren't like massive 9-inch fucking heels. And that's just what it is. Essentially, she's an administrator and a marketing person, and she runs the thing, and she doesn't really expect to be walking that much. So it's taking a kid's book, right? A Dr. Dot book, and drawing a big cock and going, this Dr. Dot book's just full of cocks. And then you look at it and you go, well, no, because you haven't done it in the right order. You haven't joined all the dots. Actually, you've drawn some of your own dots. You've just taken a children's Dr. Dot book and drawn a load of penises in it, haven't you?
Yeah.
That is literally as sensible as that complaint. I might be just fucking completely oblivious to this shit. I haven't read any of these wankety fucking think piece bollocks things on it because it's Jurassic fucking World. Right? Where's this racism thing come from? Am I just being really ignorant and I've completely fucking missed it? I don't understand.
Because the dinosaur's white or something. I don't even know either. I
haven't looked because I wanted to see if I went, oh, actually, yeah. And I didn't at any point go, oh, actually, yeah.
Or I don't know. I mean, like, I'm spitballing here, but is it the fact that, like, the bad people in the film are black, or at least ethnic, like ethnic, not white. Like Doctor Wu. Even though then again, you got Vincent D'Onofrio and Omar Sy's black, and he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy, and you've got the Creole French ranger that works with Chris Pratt. He is definitely one of the good guys.
Sorry about saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just, people have got to try and find issues with films all the time now. I mean,
yeah, it's why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, it is totally why we can't have nice things. I mean, social media's really been pissing me off with this stuff this week, and I must also say, the shooting that happened in America, it's kind of all been kicking off while we've been recording.
Yeah.
I mean, it is horrible, but I do not need to see every single person on Twitter preach about gun control.
Yeah, because it isn't going to work. There have been so many of these things that it isn't going to work. You're going to have to find a new angle.
Yeah, this is exactly it. But I mean, it was literally like, it's not. It's horrible. I feel so bad for the families. It's automatically, guns are bad, guns are bad, guns are bad, stop guns. You see all this stuff that's happening, guns. And then you're also getting people saying, he was a redneck who got beat, blah, blah, blah. No wonder it was this. And also, I'm sorry, I'm sure there are plenty of people who are in the NRA and love their guns and whatnot, and I'm sure the vast majority of them are not psychopathic bastards. Yeah. It's just, I don't really, we don't live in America, I don't really live day to day in a gun culture, so I'm not going to state an opinion because it's not fucking valid. But there are psychos in all walks of life. And I don't know, people easily have access to guns. if people, these days people, if they wanted to make bombs, they could make bombs out of fucking ordinary everyday products and blow up
all you need is
stuff like that. Guns, guns in general are a bad thing, but I genuinely, I think, banning guns from every single US home is not gonna do an awful lot. It's not. Anyway.
They're out there now. They're out there. They're part of that social culture.
And I'm sorry, I'm sorry if I offended anyone. And like I said, my opinion doesn't mean anything because I don't live in America. I don't live in that kind of culture. But I don't know. I think of myself as fairly liberal, but every day on Twitter I feel like almost like I'm getting more conservative just because I'm getting pissed off with people.
It does. I mean, because I completely agree with what you're saying about that, absolutely. But just sort of throwing it back to what we're saying about this.
Yes.
It does seem like people are so desperate to find fault in things. We've got essentially a blockbuster that, for a start off, before credits, is under 2 hours long, which is a beautiful thing.
And they fucking knew, yeah.
Yeah. It gets in, it establishes it and goes, right, we're not going to patronise it. We think you understand what Jurassic the thing is, that world is. We think you already know what that is if you come in to see this movie. Even if you're young, you've probably still seen Jurassic Park, or it's part of culture. You understand what it is. So they get in, it gets fucking done straight away. We get a quick bit, and then it goes, fuck, here you go. Here's your characters. These are the people you're going to spend time with. Here's your action. And from there, if you then sit there and go, well, I don't know about that, and I don't know about that, and I don't know about that, and I don't know about that, right? Get up and fucking leave. Just get up and fucking leave, because I don't know how that can be enjoyable, to come out of the film already going, oh, well, they got this wrong, because this dinosaur shouldn't have looked like that. Oh, nobody cares. It's just, we've got a really fucking fun this movie could have been the third Jurassic Park movie, and it isn't. It's a really good, entertaining movie with two great central characters. Personally, I thought they were great central characters that in a short space of time, you instantly get an idea of who they are.
This might sound like spinning, but I actually, for once, quite enjoyed a lead character in Chris Pratt, who was actually quite two-dimensional. He didn't have a tragic past. He didn't have a shitload of backstory. He was in the army. He came out of the army. He's training raptors.
Yeah.
Job done. Fine.
That's it.
Bryce Dallas Howard. Jobsworth, who doesn't pay enough attention to her family. That's fine. She has a nice arc.
Yeah, that's it, she's, and you look at it and you go, do you know what? A sequel, I don't know where they can actually go with it that isn't just where they've already gone. But, okay, I'll happily spend another 2 hours with them two.
I want it to be like fucking, Conquest of the Planet of the Apes.
I'd watch that.
Let's have the fucking dinosaurs. Let's, somehow, genetic manipulation, they grow more intelligent, they take over the fucking world. Why not? Let's do that.
Yeah, I'd happily watch that. But like I say, I think there was a little bit too much time spent with the kids. I don't see why we needed the fact that their parents were getting divorced.
Yeah, I don't think we needed Nick Robinson creepily looking at the girls, in every single fucking scene for the first third. That was a bit, just because that didn't go anywhere. I really was expecting him to have a conversation with his girlfriend back at home and, either do the right thing and, break up with her or have a realisation and tell her he loves her or something like that. In a way, I'm kind of glad they didn't do that, but in a way, it's also, why bring it up in the first place?
It's brought up and then quickly fucking forgotten about.
Yeah, but as soon as those boys get into the gyrosphere, that stuff's done.
It's gone.
Yeah, I wonder if there's some cutting room floor stuff there.
There is, there must be.
So, but then again, that kind of stuff might actually be quite relatable to the target audience of this film.
Possibly, yeah.
So, who's to say? And I thought Ty Simpkins was pretty good as well. I liked his kind of mix of enthusiasm, but also like being overly enthusiastic to try not to think about what was going on back home.
Yeah. There were moments where I was starting to go, don't go down this angle, don't do the whiny kid angle. And they didn't. And then there was quite a good relationship between those two. He wasn't you bug me so much, my little brother is such a pain. And then you had that dramatic bit where he said he was always quite kind of protective towards it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. He always liked his brother. He wasn't just like, the stupid young kid, get the fuck out of my face or whatever. He wasn't like that. And when he saw that he was hurting, he actually, like, paid attention to him and took time. That's it. I mean, and also, I will say, Irfan Khan, I really enjoyed him. I would have liked to have seen him around a bit longer. Like, his whole, like, don't tell me about the figures, I want to know if people are having fun. It was like little things like that. It was just, brilliant.
He was a fun character.
Yeah, and he died way too soon for me. I was hoping he'd stick around. Yeah, I mean, like, Vincent D'Onofrio's fairly two-dimensional, but I mean, he gets the job done. And also the relationship between Chris Pratt and the Raptors, I thought was more interesting than expected, because that level of threat was still really, really fucking there.
Yeah, it was good. It was nice the way they kind of introduced that with the, I mean, I'm sick of seeing all these fucking memes of different fucking park keepers doing the stance.
They're kind of like crouched down, kind of with his arms out.
With his arms out, yeah. It's like, one person did it, look, he's doing the Chris Pratt thing. Alright, no, they're turtles, no. Fucking just stop it, it's no longer funny, people. But yeah, the fact that it was somebody ran in and he ran in, and the fact he still seems a little bit kind of panicked by it. He's not just I know they won't fucking eat me. It's just it was more it was a very army reaction, a very, forces reaction of, right, I've got to save that guy.
Yeah.
And he runs in, he's like, no, wait a minute, wait. Just don't shoot them. Only shoot them if you have to.
Yeah.
So that worked really, really well, and the fact that, you didn't have when he's telling the forces guys, right, this is what you need to do. If we're doing this, you need to do it my way and everything like that. There wasn't we'll do it our way and all that. It was just, they just listened to it. It was all about streamline, pacey, getting shit done quickly, bang, bang, bang. And it worked really well.
Absolutely, man. It's, I don't think I actually have too much more to say about it, to be honest. I mean, the CG was decent. It was absolutely fine. There wasn't really anything that particularly stuck out to me as being shit.
I did see some people complaining that Bryce Dallas Howard wears a tight vest and Chris Pratt doesn't take his shirt off. I echo those complaints. I'm happy to see Chris Pratt take his shirt off. I think it's great when Chris Pratt takes his shirt off.
Yep.
It's a great sign to all of us to look at it and go, oh man, 2 years ago, you were fat and out of shape, and look at you now.
Yep.
You are a major fucking hottie.
It reminds me of what Seth Rogen said, though, that like people were, when he was talking about the Green Hornet, and he basically just said, if you've got money, you can be slim. There's no reason not to be. You can basically almost like pay to be slim, just through like hiring personal trainers and dietitians and stuff. So so that's doable. That's the thing. It's like if you've got the money and if you've got the time, like with the Green Hornet, basically he was being paid in pre-production to basically
get fit.
So it's like if that's all he had to do in his day, then fair enough. But no, absolutely, man. I mean, like Bryce Dallas Howard as well. Sweaty boobs at the end. That was pretty good.
Yeah, the iconic image where she opens the door to the to pad number 9, and a T-Rex comes out and she's stood with the flare. That's a great fucking image.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. There are really good images in this film. I mean, Colin Trevorrow. I mean, he's only done one feature beforehand. I can't think of a single fucking image in Safety Not Guaranteed that stood out really. I mean, I like the film, but that was what it was. But he does a bang up job here. In terms of the direction, I mean, he was responsible for part of the screenplay, and like I said, the screenplay is a little weak.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not a little weak. It is straight up weak. But
Yeah, I mean, the whole weaponized dinosaurs things feels a little bit okay. That seems a little bit. You're reaching for probability there.
Yeah, I mean, I will say it is a little bit of a nitty gritty complaint, but I do kind of see the point. Okay, what like, people say what is he training them for if it's not for war? And they actually say at one point, right, we've done these pack hunt drills before, and it's like, why do you need to drill them to do pack hunting if you're not training them to hunt things?
Well, yeah, it does seem a little bit like that. I mean, I suppose the idea would be see if, they can be trained, if they can, respond to sort of commands. And that's just the, man's need to think that it can control everything. So there is that. But yeah, I think it is a legitimate complaint.
One other that I have.
Yeah.
How the fuck did Chris Pratt not know about the Indominus Rex? Just because that's quite a lot, you'd think that guy would know what was going on in the park, and yet there's a massive area of the park where they have a creature and he knows nothing about it until Bryce Dallas Howard tells him about it.
He might be one of those where he's so, and I'm going to pun, he's so wrapped up in the Raptors that literally he just doesn't go to that part, and he's very much, because he's from military, he has that mindset of, I'm on a need to know basis. When I need to know about it, they'll tell me about it.
Yeah, I think you could just
there's a possibility
about get away with that.
Yeah, I think you could maybe just about get away with it for that. That is how I saw it, is that they kept these things secret. He just assumed it was just another dinosaur, and that, he works with the smaller scale dinosaurs, the raptors especially, and it's none of his business.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm a definitely not shit. I was really, really pleasantly surprised by it. I'm looking forward to rewatching it. It's a solid 4 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, pretty much the same. Definitely not shit. I think I would go with a 4.
Yeah, I genuinely, I'm surprised that people could be sniffy about this movie.
Yeah. I mean, frankly, I agree. But that's what people are like.
It is, unfortunately. It's quite sad, really, that people who profess to hold movies so dear can just get so little enjoyment out of things so often, or get so much enjoyment out of not liking things so often. I find it perplexing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised. Becky, who went into it, it was like one of her most anticipated movies of the year, and she fucking adored it. And I'm not a dinosaur person. I honestly don't see the point in dinosaurs. I just don't care. But I liked this. I don't get it. I thought it was cool.
Cool, man. Nice.
Are you tired of film podcasts where the hosts exist in a constant blissful state of agreement?
I mean, the main characters are two of the dullest main characters I have ever encountered in any film.
Well, you're in luck. Let me introduce you to Chinstroker and Punter. One is an ex-film student with a penchant for David Lynch and art cinema. The other is a man on the street. Listen in perplexed and horrified terror as we tear apart one film a week.
It just really
It's not visually striking.
No.
Just getting confirmation.
It's just that's the third time though. I mean, is this on?
You can find us at csvsp.libsyn.com. So come and share the victory.
If you could fuck any man in film, who would it be and why?
My answer is Lance Henriksen.
Oh!
You wouldn't tell. He looks like somebody. He looks like somebody who can keep a secret.
Okay, Ian, what have you been watching?
So I mean, I watched the Jurassic Park trilogy, but to be fair, probably would have talked about that a fair bit in the review we've not yet recorded, so who knows. But I will just say right now, Jurassic Park 3 is the worst. I watched it like a year or two back, and I didn't think it was that bad. but I don't know whether I just wasn't paying attention or something, but it's just such an afterthought. It kind of feels like it should be like a lesser regarded spin-off of the Jurassic Park cinematic universe, but it is like, I mean, technically it's canon, and it just right from the start, when you get the introduction to the island, it comes up with the island's name on the screen, and then in big red letters it says restricted, and it's just like, oh god, we're in trouble. And you know, you've got the dream sequence dinosaur saying Alan.
Wait, fuck. You know, I watched this like you a couple of years ago, and I'd completely forgotten about that bit.
To be fair, there's a worse bit.
And that bit's bad though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's terrible. But right, Jurassic Park 3 actually has one of the dumbest things I've ever seen on a cinema screen. Genuinely, there's a bit where the Spinosaurus, I think it's called, has eaten one of the characters' satellite phones, and so like when it rings, it's ringing in its stomach. Now there is a bit where two sets of characters run towards each other and they're separated by a fence. They're chatting to each other, then they hear the phone ring, and then suddenly behind two of them, the Spinosaurus is there. Right, the Spinosaurus is a pretty fucking big animal. How could the people not looking at it not hear them? But also, how could the people looking in that direction not see it coming until it's right there, or hear it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's played as a joke, basically. It's just like they hear the mobile phone ring, they turn around, oh, it's there. But there is absolutely no logic to it. It's genuinely, it's the dumbest thing. And then you've got the nuclear bomb of this film. The thing that just eradicates all joy around it. Téa Leoni is the worst. I mean, she's bad in everything.
Yeah, she really is, isn't she?
But, she's really bad in everything. But Jurassic Park 3, to be fair, the writing's not great. All she does is shout for her son, despite Sam Neill telling her constantly, don't do that, you're going to get everybody killed. Or whine. Those are her two modes. And the thing is, she's supposed to be kind of like slightly ditzy, klutzy, isn't she kind of adorable? Téa Leoni could not do adorable if she was made of fucking bunnies.
She the problem with Téa Leoni is she looks like a bit of a stuck-up bitch.
That's the thing. She does look like you do. There are certain people in life, both men and women. You just look at them, and for some reason, you just know they're a certain thing.
Yeah, you get the feeling that Téa Leoni's husband is fucking his secretary, not for the sex, it's for the cuddles afterwards.
Well, I mean, David Duchovny
was David Duchovny, didn't you, Bryce? Yeah,
sex addiction for Christ's sake, you know.
Yeah.
So I mean that.
I bet you only like a third of it was with her as well.
Oh God, yeah. I'd probably say less than that, frankly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go on.
Yeah, but she is the worst. And the thing is, you've got her paired with William H. Macy. And William H. Macy is basically doing Fargo, but not actually nice. But it's that same kind of nebbish, dorky kind of quality.
Yeah.
But here, and
what William H. Macy did for about 3-4 years.
Yeah. I'm totally. I mean, he's cashing the Fargo paycheck, and fair play to him, you know.
Yeah.
But him and Téa Leoni, just actually have anti-charisma. I mean, it's the worst. It's really, really bad. And the thing is, Sam Neill in Jurassic Park 3, he doesn't have any kind of arc. With Jurassic Park, he actually has some growth. In this one, he's basically tricked onto the island, and then he's trying to get people off the island. That is it. He's essentially the guide. And that's it. And, I know we haven't recorded our Jurassic World review yet, but what I maybe would say, there is a kind of hint of that with Chris Pratt's character. He is very, this is what he is.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much about Jurassic World, but I mean, like, you know, people have already kind of made it clear on the internet. Character is not the most successful element of that film. I mean, here, it's the same, really. I mean, you could say that about The Lost World as well with Ian Malcolm, but Jeff Goldblum's just got life in his performance. You enjoy watching Jeff Goldblum on screen. You don't necessarily enjoy watching Sam Neill on screen, just like the presence of. So, there's not enough there. But, I mean, for me, I mean, my order of Jurassic Park films, spoiler for my review, but actually, to be fair, I WhatsApped you earlier on. My order of them: Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, The Lost World, a massive 500 foot chasm, and then Jurassic Park 3.
So Jurassic Park 3 is that good then?
People saying Jurassic Park 3 is better than either Jurassic World or The Lost World have to rewatch Jurassic Park 3 and then try and say that again with a straight face.
Yeah, but you gotta remember that fact that some people are just cunts.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, and also, I mean, the Lost World, it's not that bad. I'm not a massive fan of the dinosaur in San Diego. It's weirdly free of tension. There's never any moments where Julianne Moore or Jeff Goldblum are actually in any danger in that bit. And also all the other like main characters have fucked off. So you don't even, it's weird. It's like Vince Vaughn is just not in the final half hour of the film. And he was a pretty key part beforehand. The Lost World is a disjointed film, but it's still got the kind of the sense of wonder and a lot of Spielberginess to it. Which Jurassic World kind of has a bit of as well, to be fair. But anyway, the Jurassic Park films, I'm actually kind of glad I'm done with them for now. I will say that.
It's a weird one because people, I think, assume greater gravitas to the Jurassic Park films, when in reality, you know, I haven't seen the most recent one, but of the first three films, there's only actually one genuinely great film in there. And the other two are not great, to be honest. They're not very good, from what I remember from them, whereas Jurassic Park is still very, very good. But people have been going, oh, it's amazing, we're back to Jurassic Park. It's like, do you remember what happened the 2 times we tried to go back again last time? It's like, oh yeah, but like, the technology and everything's moved on, so they'll be able to make it. Sorry, fucking Jurassic Park was like 22 years old now, and it still looks fucking quite good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the animatronics in Jurassic Park, on occasion, the thing about the animatronics in that is the fact that they kind of have they look like pre-programmed movements. Like, there's a bit where, the T-Rex, it's like there's no fluidity to the...
No, they're very uniform, aren't they?
Yeah. There's it's like when he's moving his head, it kind of feels like he's just doing it in straight directions, then he kind of stops and then moves in another direction. I mean, it is what it is. But also, the CG in Jurassic Park is really, really good. It's still really, really good. And it's, and I don't think I'm saying that with rose-tinted glasses either. It was obviously, the kind of the textures are quite, I don't know, they're quite rough and bumpy and whatnot. And it kind of feels like it might have been easier to see, just to CG that, just to do that. And the CG bits of the T-Rex, they look better than the animatronic bits. If you'd had the Triceratops that Laura Dern kind of nurses, if that had been CG, I think that would have looked really bad. Like, the animatronic, the way that she's actually petting it looks fantastic. And I think if that was CG and she was trying to pet it, I think that would have been a problem. I think it's very key with Jurassic Park that it's pretty much whenever there's any actual direct interaction between the humans and the dinosaurs, it is animatronics. Whereas if it's the dinosaurs solely in the shot, or at least not in the same, like if a character's in a car and the dinosaur's outside, then that's CG and they get away with it because there's no direct interaction there. It's going to be intriguing to see what you think about the CG in Jurassic World. I'll stay mum for now.
All right.
So yeah, anyway, I may as well let you get some off your chest.
Cool. I'll read off a couple. I'll do the couple of ones that we've already spoken about on previous shows before that I did rewatches of. I rewatched Stretch, spurred on by the news that Joe Carnahan is writing and possibly directing Bad Boys 3. I really like Bad Boys. It's a great film, in spite of Tia Leone. And Bad Boys 2 is one of those films where I despise it, but I can still watch it and get something out of it, despite the fact that it's a terrible, terrible movie, and it's really, really long, but I've still watched it 2 or 3 times. So I rewatched Stretch, holds up really fucking well on a second watch. Feels a little bit punchier the second time actually as well. It's only like 95 minutes long, but it really fucking bounces on the second watch. Whereas didn't feel like it dragged or anything on the first watch, but it did get to the end and I thought, shit, it's like really fucking near the end. This is flown by. So really enjoyed that on the rewatch. And also rewatched The Guest as well. Nice. I think this is my 4th or 5th watch of The Guest, and that's in the space of what? It came out in like October?
September, I think.
September, yeah. So you got September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. So what, like 9 months?
Sure.
To get like 5 or 6 watches, he's pretty damn good. It's a fucking great movie. It really is. It just gets better every time I watch it. And Dan Stevens' performance just gets even better every time I watch it. I've started noticing more and more in like his performance, in the fact that he's got so many, there's a lot of fucking facial reactions to stuff. There's a lot of, moments where literally he goes, and does something. And the more I watch like the ending, the more you realise that he's not happy about everything that's going on. He was happy, and then all the shit started kicking off, and now he's like, fuck, I've got to kill these people, and I actually quite like them. But I've got to.
Yeah, it's like his kind of almost like, he never actually has like a moment where you think he's going to go against his programming. But like you could see his like, oh, for fuck's sake, really? I don't want to do that. I'm going to do that, but I don't want to do that. Like, I mean, the key one is obviously the grenade in the cafe.
Oh, the grenade in the cafe is magnificent. Because it literally is. He walks out and it's like he goes, great, they've all seen me now. I'm gonna have to kill them all. And it's almost like he rolls them in and goes, and it's almost like a, fuck you for all being here. Thank you for making me do this, you cunts.
Yeah.
And just rolls it. It is because the Guest will go down as an actual proper future cult classic.
Oh god,
It will absolutely one of those. And that, I think, will be one of its defining moments of Dan Stevens' career, is the way he rolls those grenades in. Is just, I think for last year, that scene and that bit is one of my defining moments. When I think about film in 2014, that is one of the first images that pops into my head.
To be fair, the image of him coming out of the shower kind of popped into my head before it.
With the steam.
It's like, and Micah Monroe just looks at him like, oh my fucking god, wow.
Yeah.
You know, it's
which, let's face it, we all did.
No, absolutely. I mean, one of the things I really, really like about The Guest, just thinking about that as well, is the way that Micah Monroe's character doesn't hate him all the way through. Like, she's not instantly suspicious of him, and she actually, like, it's kind of intimated that she might be, like, falling for him. I like that it's not just like, say, The Stepfather or something like that, where it's like straight away suspicions raised. It's, you know, there's a good, like, the first half of the film or so, and just that like, the score is so, like, the soundtrack is so good. Like, the bit where, what is it, I think it's when she's just started making a mixtape for him or something, and then the camera, like, pans along, and then he's in his room and he's just
staring out of the room,
And it's like that, and that like, I think it's like Haunted by Your Love or something songs. And then like, it's that harsh cut, and it's like the carpets are like, boom.
It's such a well put together movie. You know, everything just collides and creates this wonderful movie. And it must have been one of those things for Adam Wingard, you know, whilst making it, where he must have been looking at, like, the fucking dailies and going, oh, fuck, we've got a fucking great movie on it. Cause there's a great energy in the entire movie. It feels like it knows that it's fucking good.
Yeah, no, it does. It's a very, very confident film. God, the guest is fucking amazing.
It really, I am, the thing is as well, that there's bits in it where I've seen them and I'm waiting for them to happen. They happen and I'm still impressed by them and I still burst out laughing. The bit where he completely fucks the principal of the school over. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And he's like, you know, it would be making a hate crime. He's like, well, I didn't even know he was gay. And he just continues talking. He's going, and he just turns around and says, should we sue them? And he's like, shouldn't even say anything. He says, we're suing you. And it's just magnificent. I don't know whether Dan Stevens was offered it, auditioned it, or literally got the script and went, I want this movie. But he fucking nails it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is incredible. So yeah, they were the two kind of rewatches I'll do. So I'll bounce back across to you now.
Okay, cool. Alright, well, I watched, quite an interesting thing that recently came out on VOD, The Deadlands. So this is, I've got a full written review, not on Film Rant, sorry Noel, on vodzilla.co, if people want kind of more information from there. But basically, it's this Maori, M-A-O-R-I.
Yeah, Maori,
kind of set. And kind of language action film, where basically a tribe, the relationship between two tribes is kind of sabotaged by the son of one of the tribe's leaders, and it basically gives him the excuse to kind of massacre like the men of the other tribe, apart from the son of the other tribe leader, who survives, and he basically swears revenge, and he decides to get revenge by enlisting the help of this mysterious presence who roams the Deadlands, and basically it's like this land where anybody goes into it, they don't come out alive because of this figure, and he enlists the help of him, and he's known only as the Warrior, and basically the Warrior kind of begrudgingly trains him, and then they set out to basically get the revenge, and it turns into an action film that has questions about the legitimacy of revenge and the legitimacy of a society which is based on death and killing, basically, but has more fun with gouging people's eyes out and chopping their heads off. It's not like Michael Haneke, where it's just like, why are you watching this? Why are you enjoying this? That kind of thing. But it tries to have a little bit more going with it than most action films do, even though the narrative is fairly obvious and, like, you know who's going to live, you know who's going to die and things like that. Even though the final 5 minutes or so I thought were actually pleasingly left of centre. Sorry, Lottie's coming up the stairs. You alright, babes? She wants to see me.
Sorry, Mark.
No, don't worry about
it. Oh, it's alright.
She doesn't want to snow you all day, and when you're busy, she wants to see you.
She can come in here for a bit if she wants.
Dada?
She can play.
You want to go back down the stairs? Oh, you want to see Dada?
What do you want to do, babe?
You said Dada.
Well, are you saying Dada and pointing downstairs? I'm not going downstairs at the moment, babe.
Dada, go to bed. Say bye, Dada.
Bye-bye, honey. Bye-bye, mummy. Love you too. Bye-bye. Okay, so, where was I?
Deadlands.
Yeah, so it's executive. Well, no, actually, it's not executive produced by James Cameron, but he's like come out and publicly said that he approves of this film and like he thinks it's a good effort, and you can kind of see why, just because it's got an action film where that's maybe trying to do something slightly more, but also because it is just really, really visceral. It's really well directed. It's in full kind of CinemaScope widescreen. It looks cinematic as hell. But, it kind of feels like it probably had a low budget as well with its kind of like Maori language and whatnot. But it just, when the action is on. It is properly brutal. Like really, really, really vicious and bloody. And just, the way, there's a lot of attention paid to like, before they start fighting, like the intimidation techniques. So like, they're kind of like, they're almost like dancing around, they're almost like doing the hacker or something. But like, tongue wagging is a really big thing. And it's like the most, like, intense tongue wagging you've ever seen in your life. Like, where their eyes are like popping out of their skulls and they're just like viciously wagging their tongues at each other. It's like, wow, you two really want to fuck each other up. This is crazy. And it's awesome to see. I mean, it's kind of like a glimpse into a world I had no real idea of, you know. I think you'd really enjoy it, actually, Mark. I think you should give it a go.
I'll definitely add it to the list.
Yeah,
without question.
It's a little long. It's like an hour and 48 minutes long, and if it was 90 minutes, it would have been better, frankly. But yeah, I had a really, really good time with it.
Cool.
It's directed by Toa Parker, I think his name is, and immediately it's like, right, if I see something else with his name on ever again, I'm fucking watching it. So yeah, good shit.
Nice.
I see Noel's just been WhatsApping us as well. That is insane.
Apparently Jurassic World has done 512 million opening weekend. That's insane.
It's crazy. I mean, like, it's looking like it's going to be the second biggest opening weekend of all time in the US. The box office projections about a month ago were wrecking the tracking. They were saying was going to be about 100 million. And then this last week, that went up to about 130 million. And then every day, it's just been tracking upwards. And then Friday, they were projecting, based on like the Friday ticket sales, 180 million. But then it did almost as well on the Saturday as it did on the Friday.
That's fucking insane money, that.
Yeah, I mean, like...
What's top of advertised? Is it advertised still top?
Unadjusted, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing is, it's not going to do that, because Avatar was on cinema screens for like 6 months. But
yeah.
It's
going to break the billion easy.
Very easily. You would have got really good odds on it for beating Ultron's opening weekend. Even, like, Friday, you would have got great odds on that. And, I mean, like, Marvel have got to be a little bit like, for fuck's sake, really? You know, I bet that... I think Age of Ultron, it did $1.5 billion worldwide. I think that was probably a bit of a disappointment.
I think it didn't get anywhere near the repeat viewings that they expected, like Assemble did. But
what I'd say this does... if you look at the further reaching
fucking signs of it, if Jurassic World, a film which, let's be honest, hasn't exactly been universally praised or got that much kind of great press behind it, not a lot of negative press, but you know, it's not been a movie. It essentially has got there out of pure kind of nostalgia and the fact that movie star now, how fucking much is Star Wars going to do in weekend?
Yeah, that's
no one expected that to break the fucking, you know, the 500 million mark. crack its opening week. How much is Star Wars going to do?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, by the way, Avengers, I mean, the first one did about 1.5 billion. Ultron's on about 1.3 billion at the moment. So it's probably going to be there or thereabouts. I think...
Is Ultron tracking behind... Is it the highest, or is Furious 7 beating it?
What, for, the year so far?
Yeah, so far, yeah.
No, I think it's... Let's have a look. I think it's beating Furious 7. Because Furious 7, I remember, took a little bit of a while to get to 1 billion. Oh, no, forgive me. 1.5 billion Furious 7's on at the moment. Ultron's got to do about 200 million more to get above that, and I don't think it's going to do that. Like, Ultron's pretty much done now worldwide, I think.
Yeah, because if you'd have said at the start of the year that Furious 7 would end up making more money than Age of Ultron, I think people would have laughed at you.
Yeah, I mean, but everybody was saying that Disney was just going to rule 2015 because, Ultron, Ant-Man, Inside Out, The Good Dinosaur, Star Wars. It was, I mean, Christ, they got 2 Pixars. Universal, man, last year, I think they were the highest grossing worldwide studio, but didn't have one of their, what was it? But, didn't have a sequel. Or something like that. Like, it was all original properties. It was something like that. Or at least they did over 1 billion, but with no sequels. Because Universal had quite a quiet slate last year, but they just seemed to manage it. Whereas this year, they haven't got any of the superhero licenses. I mean, they've got Hulk, but they're never going to do another Hulk film. No. And yet, they've got Universal 7, Furious 7, they've got Jurassic World, they've got Minions in 2 weeks.
Which will do fucking great.
I mean, Minions is, easily do over 1 billion worldwide, easy. And there you go. And Jurassic World will. It will.
Well, yeah, it would be insane if it didn't now.
So, Universal are going to have 3 films that are going to do 1 billion worldwide. Disney, they got Ultron, they got Star Wars.
Yeah.
The Pixar film, I don't think, neither of the Pixar films are going to do 1 billion, I don't think.
No, you'll be looking at 500 million.
Yeah.
Be happy with that.
Ant-Man's going to be probably around 400, 500 million.
What do you think of the recent poster campaign for Ant-Man?
It's very clever.
Do you think it's clever? Does it not smack a little bit like they're a little bit... Look, remember we did these movies as well.
Oh, no, that's totally what they're doing. I'm saying clever from a marketing point of view.
Clever from a marketing point of view, but it does smack of we're really fucking scared this movie's going to flop.
Well, yeah, of course they are. I mean, the thing is, I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised they are. It comes out in about a month. Jurassic World's done really well. It's got Terminator before it, and, who knows if that does well, that could take some of the heat out of it. And it's about 2 weeks before Mission Impossible. It's one of the rare Marvel films where they've actually got quite a competitive slate around them. Because Guardians of the Galaxy came out in August when pretty much the summer season was done. And then quietly made a fuck ton of money. The Avengers films and the Iron Man films, no one programs anything against those films. They give them a good while's birth.
Yeah.
After Avengers Age of Ultron, I think the next really big film in the UK was Fury Road, and that was nearly a month after. Whereas Ant-Man, it's right in that season. And it's really interesting. I know I said it before, I cannot believe Jurassic World has actually beaten Ultron's opening weekend. It's just, it's come from nowhere. It was going to be a big film, but nobody thought it was going to be that big. And it's how has that happened? And I think it's little kids really like dinosaurs. You've got people my age really nostalgic for Jurassic Park anyway. And, you know, it is a bit of a 4-quadrant.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting summer.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, it's Furious 7's the highest grossing worldwide film so far this year, and good on it. You know,
absolutely.
I mean, Christ, American Sniper was the highest grossing film in US cinemas last year. You know, it's like...
What?
Oh yeah, I mean, it opened in 2014, very late 2014. But yeah, American Sniper was the highest grossing US box office film released in 2014. Yeah.
Fuck!
Oh god, it made a shitload of money in the US.
Fuck! That has fucking astounded me. I mean, I didn't despise it as much as you, but holy shit!
Oh, it is what it is. Yeah, it did $350 million in the US.
That made me know $500 million.
Yeah, $547 million. It made almost 10 times its budget.
Wow. Wow.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, I despise American Sniper, as we well know, but it you know, good, I mean, good on it.
Yeah, good on it.
Appealing to that particular audience.
It's insane.
And the thing is, it's so weird though, because already nobody talks about American Sniper. It kind of feels like it has already been forgotten. It's very... That kind of, like, just seemed to strike a chord. It was very, very odd. But, I mean, yeah, it's just... The box office this year, I mean, you're right, it is going to be interesting. Because, I mean, you got Terminator, you got Ant-Man, and you get out of the summer, and then you've got Bond. And, I mean, Skyfall's the highest grossing film at the UK box office ever. It was Skyfall was the first Bond film to break $1 billion worldwide. Spectre will probably do the same again. And then you've got Hunger Games, you know, the last one of those, that could easily do $1 billion. After last year where I think only one film broke $1 billion worldwide, and was it Transformers?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, so this year, you've already got 2. Jurassic World's probably going to do it, like, within 2 weeks. From now. And it's... there is easily the potential for at least 3 more.
Yeah, without question, you know, like you say, Minions could do
I forgot about that, yeah.
Minions could do it, Spectre could do it, and Star Wars fucking will do it.
Hunger Games could do it.
I'm not sure on the Hunger Games.
That's the one I'm least sure of out of them, but...
I think that could bomb.
Well, it's the last one, man. People fucking come out for the last ones.
Maybe it might have that going for it. But Mockingjay made less than the previous one, didn't it? But it still made a fuck ton of money.
Worldwide, $750 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, yeah, it would have to increase business by 1/3 to fucking do $1 billion. Yeah, alright, fair. Even though Mockingjay's coming out in 3D and none of the others did.
Mm.
For what it's worth.
I don't think any of the Hunger Games actually have gone... Have any of the Hunger Games gone past, what's it?
I would imagine Catching Fire would have been the...
Catching Fire, 865. I don't think any of them have gone past $1 billion.
I'm actually somewhat surprised by that.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still fucking high numbers, but yeah,
I'm going down the rabbit hole a bit now, but...
Yeah, we are a little bit, but fuck it, we've got time.
Right. Breaking Dawn Part 1, let's say, what did that do? 712. Breaking Dawn Part 2, 829. There you go, so over 100 million more for Breaking Dawn Part 2 compared to Part 1.
Yeah, so it might get that, what is it? I still think it's going to struggle to do what is it, do $1 billion.
Yeah, alright, yeah, you're right. What did the last Pixar do? What did fucking Monsters University do? Because I got like no faith that like Terminator Genesis would do that whatsoever. Because I mean, like Terminator Salvation did comparatively fuck all.
Christ no.
Even though, I'll tell you what, maybe Mission Impossible.
I don't think that'll break $1 billion.
I think Ghost Protocol might have.
Ghost Protocol, no. I don't think, if you actually look at, I think it maybe made about 600 or 700, I think it did. If you actually look.
Oh, you fucking bang on, alright, yeah, 694.
Yeah, if you look, I think that's Cruise's highest as well. I don't think he's ever, I think he's only a couple of times broken 500 million. So far, there have been 20 movies have broke $1 billion. 21 movies have broke $1 billion.
Really?
Yeah. Dark Knight, Hobbit, Alice in Wonderland, Episode 1, Jurassic Park, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, Toy Story 3, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, Dark Knight Rises, Transformers Age of Extinction, Skyfall, Lord of the Rings Return of the King, Transformers Dark Side of the Moon, Iron Man 3, Frozen, Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 2, Age of Ultron, Furious 7, The Avengers, Titanic, and Avatar.
You know.
It's insane, isn't it?
Like, seriously, if Jurassic World does 500 million in its opening weekend, what does Minions do?
Well, Despicable Me Part 2...
That
right,
did $1 billion, didn't it?
Did 970 million, right? And nobody went to see that for anything other than the Minions.
Yeah.
So, the Minions could do $1 billion quite easily, I reckon.
Jesus Christ. Right, anyway,
yes.
let's get out of this fucking rabbit hole. Right, so, yeah, I talked about the Deadlands, so I'll throw it back to you, Mark.
Cool, I watched, Cymbeline the other night. Cymbeline. It's based on one of the, found, Shakespeare, plays, called Cymbeline, which is very much feels like it could have been an early draft for Romeo and Juliet. It's by Michael Arrieta, who has done bits. He did that. Remember Ethan Hawke did that Modern Times Hamlet in the late 90s, early 90s. He did that, and it's shit. So he's having another crack at it, and again he's brought Ethan Hawke along the way with him. Got a decent cast though. You've got Ed Harris, Mila Jovovich, Ethan Hawke, John Leguizamo, Penn Badgley, Dakota Johnson, and Anton Yelchin in there. You've also got Kevin Corrigan turns up, Vonda Curtis Hall is in it, Delroy Lindau and Bill Pullman all turn up as well. So it's a pretty fucking strong cast. Set in modern times, but still using the original scripture, written as it's written, so it's very Shakespearean. It takes a little bit of time to kind of adjust to that. Story is, Dakota Johnson, plays Imogen, who is the the daughter of, Cymbeline, who is in this time, he is the head of a motorcycle gang. And is the king of the criminal underworld. In the play Cymbeline, he's the king of the rogues. He is married to Mila Jovovich, who is Dakota Johnson's stepmother. She has a son as well, not with Ed Harris's character.
Mila Jovovich is now playing Dakota Johnson's stepmom.
Well, stepmom,
when
yeah.
The fuck did that happen?
But Anton Yelchin, she's also Anton Yelchin's mother, and has arranged that Anton Yelchin's character, Cloten, is going to be wed to Imogen, Dakota Johnson's character.
Anton Yelchin's mum?
Yeah, I think that actually possibly could be feasible.
Rip. To IMDb.
Yeah, let's have a look. Let's see if we can get this right. So they, that's the situation, but she's already betrothed to, I'm going to try and see if I get this in the same language, to Penn Badgley, who is, Ed Harris's Cymbeline, protege. Ed Harris' character doesn't want that, so banishes Penn Badgley and, tries to
She would have been 14.
So, not far off. Feasible, scientifically, but morally not quite right. So all that happens, and essentially you've got a very kind of Romeo and Juliet thing going on, and then there's a lot of stuff kind of thrown at it. It's 97 minutes long. like I say, it takes a while to get used to all the Shakespearean elements of it, because you've got these very kind of normal kind of settings, within it, but then you've got them all speaking Shakespearean tongue. It helps the fact that the majority of them do it very well. You know, Ed Harris is a very kind of powerful actor. Penn Badgley, I think he's very classically trained, so seems very at ease with Shakespeare. Of course, John Leguizamo was in Baz Luhrmann's William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, so he kind of can take that on quite well. Ethan Hawke slips into it quite well. He plays quite a creepy guy. The only person who seems to really struggle with it is Milla Jovovich, who does seem like she actually doesn't know a single word that she's saying. She's just remembering sounds that she's been taught, which is quite amusing.
Sorry, no, that's good.
So,
I like this. Sorry, it's just there's kind of like what Lottie's doing at the moment. Sorry, that's like she keeps on like, if you just ask her something in a particular kind of way with a particular cadence, she'll instantly say yeah. It could be anything, and if you say it in that way, she'll say yeah. So it's like she just knows from the set. That's brilliant.
Yeah,
she
that's
know
what
the
really
words, just the sounds of what they sound like. That's good, man.
Yeah,
sorry.
Dakota Johnson, who I thought would have been the one who would struggle with this most, because, you know, we're quite new to Dakota Johnson, aren't we? Let's be honest. Yeah. And the biggest thing we've seen her in is a film which admittedly, hands up, I fucking liked, was 50 Shades of Grey, which, you know, anybody could fucking seem terrible, spitting out that piece of shit script. But she's actually really quite good at it, and is actually quite natural with it, and it works quite well, and she's actually very good. It looks really fucking nice. I get the feeling that, a better, director could have worked with the cinematography a little bit better, but it's very kind of sparse and feels like it's set in a, cause it's set in a place called Rome. But it does feel like it's set in like a Detroit style landscape where everything's quite sparse, and Penn Badgley spends the majority of his time just kind of rolling around on a skateboard and things like that. It's a curious movie, but it's a very interesting movie. But if you watch the trailer, that is not the movie it is in any way at all. The trailer kind of gives you is that it's almost like a crime movie that's got some quite violent scenes in it, and it's all played in this Shakespearean way, and it is not that at all. It is very much a lot of the time just two people talking to each other. There's a lot of that. But I actually quite enjoyed it, to be honest. It's very much an actory piece, but I got a fair amount out of it. Also today, rewatched Get Smart, which I've not watched since, it came out on DVDs in like 2008, so like 7 years ago. But based on the 60s TV show, I think it was a 60s TV show anyway. Steve Carell, Anne Hathaway, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, which is really strange looking at him 7 years ago to looking at him now, mainly because he's got hair 7 years ago. Alan Arkin, Terence Stamp, Terry Crews, and David, Kocher as well. It's a lot better than I remembered it being. It's a little bit too long, maybe like 10-15 minutes too long, but for the first sort of hour, the jokes really do come fucking thick and fast, and it's, you know, it's just kind of, you know, it's that fish out of water thing where you've got, you know, Steve Carell's character really wants to be an agent, and he knows all the skills of being an agent, but he's got none of the actual experience. And I think it was the fact that, you know, Spy's been around a lot that it made me kind of go, actually, no, I fancy giving Get Smart another go, because I think I remember enjoying it. But yeah, fucking, it's too long, like I say, but the first hour is just so fucking punchy and works so well. And it's Carell at his absolute top end of his form. And you've got some great moments of Dwayne Johnson sort of starting his journey into being, you know, what he is now, which is a proper fucking movie star. There's a great moment where he has a good David Kocher because they're all agents. The agents are now having to do the kind of the desk work. And he goes up to David Kocher and says, you know, were you the last guy to use the copy? And he's like, yeah. He said, well, you left it jammed. He's like, so? He's like, well, it's annoying. I'm like, well, yeah, but you know, so what? Just unjam it. So he goes, he picks up the stapler and goes, is this your stapler? He's like, yeah. He went, right, great. And he staples the piece of paper that was jammed, to his... Have you ever seen Get Smart?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he staples the piece of paper with his head. And then for the next minute, you've got Terry Crews trying to take the staple out of his head using one of the staple fucking, and it's just, it's a really fucking punchy movie. So yeah, I enjoyed the shit out of that earlier. So yeah, I've got a couple more. Have you got any more?
I've got one.
Go on, I'll let you do yours.
Yeah,
and
I'll be quick anyway, because I kind of said I was going to be done about 7-ish, so, but it's, that's alright, don't worry. Goldfinger. Latest piece of the Bond Through the Ages series, so there's an article on Film Rant. I'll just say, it is the Bond that people think of when you say Bond, but I don't think it's upper tier Bond, in all honesty. It's baggy. It's one of the shortest, if not the shortest Bonds of the whole lot, and it is baggy. There's a couple of sequences in there that are completely unnecessary, and really do nothing, whatsoever for the plot. And also, I mean, the relationship between Bond and Pussy Galore is ridiculous, and just does not work in any kind of, like, comprehensible time these days. It is ridiculous. Like from Russia with Love, literally, he manages to turn an enemy into a soporific love interest by fucking him. And that's it. It's like, James Bond must have the biggest cock and the best technique in the world. Because he makes a Russian agent turn in from Russia with Love, and he makes a bad guy lesbian turn into a Bond love object in this one. It's I don't know, it's dodgy. It's really, really dodgy. But it is fun. For a lot of it, Connery's on top form here again. Goldfinger himself is nicely villainous, but Oddjob's the bomb. I love how Oddjob is basically a really, really loyal psychotic puppy. He is though. It's great. There's this one bit towards the end where like this kind of like henchman guy is just like, look, we can still get out of here. Come with me. And then Oddjob just basically takes it, like picks him up and just chucks him off a fucking like stairway. Just because he's like, no, Goldfinger's my man, I'm gonna fucking defend him. It's good. Read my fucking article, damn it. That's it. I'm done.
Cool. Right, well, I'll do, I've got one actually. What I'll say is, right now, I'm gonna talk about the film, Playing It Cool. Right? Just go to the Wikipedia page for Playing It Cool and have a look at the fucking poster that's on there.
Okay, this is gonna be good.
It's insane. Playing It Cool is rom-com. Essentially you've got Chris Evans, he's playing a screenwriter, who's having to write a rom-com, but he doesn't believe in romance or
Oh my god, look at that.
Yeah, how bad is that? Seriously, guys, when you're listening to this, if you're at a computer or you're listening on your phone or whatever, quickly just go to the Wikipedia page for the movie Playing It Cool. There are a few things that are wrong with the Wikipedia page looking at it. The first one is the poster. It's just horrible. And secondly, right, the film says, the film stars Chris Evans, Michelle Monaghan, Anthony Mackie, Aubrey Plaza, Patrick Warburton, Ashley Tisdale, Johan Grufford, Topher Grace, and Giovanni Ribisi, right? I've just watched it. Giovanni Ribisi is not in that movie. I mean, he's not in that movie. At all.
Nice.
So, what the fuck happened there? So, yes, but he doesn't believe in love or anything like that, or romance or anything like that, but he's got to write this rom-com. He spends his time hanging about with his writer buddies, who are played by Aubrey Plaza and Topher Grace, Martin Starr and Luke Wilson, who are all various writers in different kind of guises. You know, I think Luke Wilson's a graphic novelist and Martin Starr writes short stories and poetry and things like that. So they're all like a little writer group. And he, at a charity dinner thing that he's gone to, fundraiser, he meets Michelle Monaghan's character and kind of starts sort of, you know, sensing a connection there, but then finds out that she's actually got a partner in Johan Grufford.
Does he push anyone into the way of earthquakes?
He doesn't, unfortunately, in this, but he does play essentially Johan Grufford's character, which he plays in all of his fucking films. He's not in it a lot, to be honest. But Chris Evans' character essentially becomes obsessed with Michelle Monaghan and starts pursuing her, and then they become friends, but they become friends based on there can't be any romantic entanglement, but you know what, there ends up being romantic entanglement. But there's a lot of kind of directory stuff going on. Like, for instance, he has this thing in the background where his heart follows him round, but his heart takes the form of a almost like a 40s noir detective that is always smoking. So that's quite amusing. And the way that he writes his screenplays is he takes from people's stories that they're telling him. So if someone's telling him a story, he puts himself into the story. So you've got these other writers telling him stories and stuff like that, and he's putting himself into it. So you've got Chris Evans and Michelle Monaghan are playing out these various stories, which is often, another writer saying, you remind me of this and this and this. And it is, you know, that they came together is essentially it's a rom-com that's kind of poking fun at rom-coms whilst also being a rom-com. And it ends up just being an absolute dick of a movie. Play It Cool actually is a rom-com that's not taking the piss out of rom-coms, but saying, look, these are the things that happen in rom-coms, whilst giving you a rom-com at the same time that really, really works. Helped by the fact that it's Chris Evans and he's an incredibly charismatic guy. But it does all of the standard rom-com beats. It even tells you about the rom-com beats. It repeats itself over and over again, but it still works. And it ends up being, it's like 90 odd minutes long. It ends up being a really quite nice movie to watch. It's a perfect Sunday afternoon movie, for just kind of sitting down and just letting it wash over you, and you're kind of watching it. There's enough fun moments in it, and there's a few kind of, you know, romantic punch the air moments and things like that. But I had a fucking great time with it, to be honest.
Nice.
But again, I will admit that I'm a bit of a sucker for a decent rom-com. As long as it's not got fucking Catherine Heigl or Julia Roberts in it, I'm probably gonna like it.
Fair play. Nice.
Cool. Right. We've not actually had any questions, I don't think, have we?
Motherfuckers.
No, people are probably too busy bitching and moaning about Jurassic World to fucking send us questions. So, Ian, we haven't discussed what we're doing next week, have we?
I had a little idea.
Go on then.
I had a little idea.
Because it's now out, is there?
Yeah, no, there's not. Do you fancy doing a commentary for the guest?
Oh, yes.
Sweet.
Yes, I do.
There you go.
Yes, when do you want to record that?
Sunday.
Cool. Yeah, I'm very much up for that.
Nice.
That's a brilliant idea. Cool. Yes, so a commentary for the guest. Yes, I'm excited.
Nice.
That's awesome. Cool. Yes, so that was episode 100 and I want to say 14.
Sure.
So I'm going to say 14. That was episode 114. Thank you very much for listening, guys. I think this is a fucking great episode. Really enjoyed doing it. And we shall bring you the guest next week. And the week after, Ian, we'll be doing, what will we be doing then?
I don't know. I mean, like, Minions is out, which I know you don't have any interest in. I'm going to watch the fuck out of that.
I'm interested in doing Minions for the simple fact is that neither of us are interested in Terminator Genesis, and and Minions you're really interested in, and I'm not that interested, so I think it could be quite a good one.
Okay, alright, that's fair enough. Alright.
Cool, right. We shall speak to you later, and thank you very much for listening, guys.
Thank you very much, all. Bye-bye.
Cool, right, Isabel's just got home, so I am going to have to dash.
Nice one, man. Alright, nice, that was good.
Cool, yes, damn good.
Sweet,
Should be an episode, that. Speak to you soon, man.
Take it easy, man. Bye.
You too, bye.